An output type of question based on string. You are provided with a program. You need to write the output of the program theoretically without the help of a computer. When you run the program, execution of a Python program starts and ends at the main function. So this is the main function because you need to check the indentation. Okay, so this is a user defined function. The programmer has created a function by the name make new, and this is the definition of the function, this much. So your main function starts here. When you execute a Python program, execution of a Python program starts and ends at the main function. So this is the point where the control comes first. Now, when you see this symbol, I told you, understand that it is a function. On encountering a function call, finally control reaches the point where the function is defined, which means from here, finally the control will come here. Now, the first argument is passed to the first parameter. What is the meaning of argument and parameter? While calling the function, if you pass a quantity, it is known by the name argument. While defining the function, if you make use of a variable or a quantity, that is known by the name parameter. Okay, so this first argument is passed to first parameter, which means variable mystr points to this string. Okay, so first of all, this string should be stored in some memory location like this. Variable s in one cell, character s in one cell, character capital T in another cell. So the string is stored in some memory location, and the variable mystr is pointing to this string. Now, in the last class, I told you forward indexing and backward indexing. Let me write the forward indexing. So, for the first character, the index is 0. For the next character, the index is 1, and so on. This is forward indexing. There is one more indexing, backward indexing. Here it is -1, -2, and so on. We don't need that here. Okay, so please understand, execution of a Python program starts at the main function. On encountering a function call, finally control reaches the point where the function is defined. Now the first argument, which is a string, is passed to the first parameter. So variable mystr points to this string. Memory can be allocated like this. Okay, now the control goes inside the function. New str equal to empty string, meaning the variable new str is pointing to an empty string. So let me note down in the answer paper. You can see variable new str is pointing to an empty string initially. Now count is equal to 0. You understood the meaning. Variable count is pointing to integer data 0. Let me note down. Count is pointing to the integer data 0. Okay, fine. Now for loop. For I in mystr. So for I in mystr means you get each and every character present in this string, which means first the character small s comes, after that the character capital T comes, followed by the character capital U, and so on. So what's the meaning of for I in mystr? Variable I contains each and every character present in this string variable. So the first character small s that comes in variable I. Let me note down here. So character small s comes in variable I. Now control goes inside for loop. This much is part of for loop. See the indentation. The indentation is important. So when you go through the indentation, you can see this much is part of for loop. Okay. Now count modulo 2. What is count? 0. So 0 modulo 2. When you divide 0 with a 2, the remainder is 0. Modulus operator returns remainder as answer. Okay, so count is 0. So 0 modulo 2, the meaning is when you divide 0 with a 2, the remainder is 0. So 0, this is not equal to. Okay, exclamatory mark and equal to sign is not equal to. So here the answer is 0. 0 not equal to 0. Condition wrong. So control goes to the else part. Okay. Now I contains small s. I dot is lower. The is lower function, what it does is, if I contains lowercase alphabet, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Okay, so small s is a lowercase alphabet. So I dot is lower returns true. So here the condition is true. So this statement will be executed. Now what's the meaning of assignment operator? Right hand side is assigned to left hand side. New string contains empty string. So empty string is concatenated with the I dot upper. So what is I? Small s. Small s dot upper means this will be converted to capital S. So upper function converts a lowercase alphabet to uppercase alphabet. Is lower checks whether I is a lowercase alphabet or not. If I is a lowercase alphabet, it returns true, otherwise false. Okay. So here, please understand the meaning. I contains small s. So small s dot upper means here you get capital S, big S. So new string contains empty string. So empty string is concatenated with a capital S, which means here you get capital S, that is assigned it to new string, which means now your variable new string points to capital S. Okay, so capital S is a string. That's the reason why it is enclosed inside double quotes, because a string is enclosed either inside single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. Triple quotes is made use of for multi-line string. Okay, so this is executed. Now the control comes here. Count plus equal to 1. What is the meaning of this? Count equals count plus 1. Plus equal to is a short form, you know that. Okay, it can be expanded like this. Count is equal to count plus 1. Now assignment operator, right hand side should be assigned it to left hand side. What does count contain? 0. So 0 plus 1, 1. So now your count variable points to 1. Okay, so instead of 0, now the count variable points to 1. Yes, it's done. Now again for loop, I takes the next character in this string. What is the next character in that string? Capital T. So here I contains capital T. Now what does count contain? 1. So 1 modulo 2. When you divide 1 with a 2, remainder. Let me perform the division. 1 I will show you. So 1 modulo 2. 1 is written inside, 2 is written outside. So when you divide 1 with 2, the quotient is 0. Now 0 into 2, it is 0 and the remainder is 1. Okay, so 1 modulo 2, the remainder is 1. You can see the remainder is 1. Now 1 not equal to 0. Yes, the condition is true. 1 is not equal to 0. So this will be executed. Okay, because you know the working of if else. If the condition is true, this will be executed. If the condition is wrong, control will come to else part. Okay, now the condition is true, so this will be executed. Assignment operator, right hand side assigned it to left hand side. What does new string contain? Capital S. What does count contain? 1, integer 1. str of 1 means this integer 1 will be converted to string 1. So the string capital S is concatenated with the string 1, you get S1. So now your new string variable points to S1. So here the new string variable points to S1. You can see S1. Now after this, to where the control goes, the control comes here because this is part of for loop. Okay, what's the meaning of count plus equal to 1 plus equal to is a short form. I told you how to expand that. Count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, so assignment operator, right hand side should be assigned to left hand side. What does count contain? 1. So here 1 plus 1, 2. Now your count variable points to 2. So here you can see the count variable points to 2. Again for loop, so I in my string, so I takes the next character in the string variable. What's the next character in the string variable? Capital U. So your variable I contains capital U. What does count contain? 2. 2 modulo 2. When you divide 2 with 2, the remainder is 0. 0 not equal to 0. Condition wrong. So control comes to the else part. I dot is lower. I contains capital U. So capital U is not a lowercase alphabet. So this is lower returns false. The condition is wrong. Condition is false. So control comes to the else part. And what is done? The assignment operator, right hand side should be assigned to left hand side. What does new string contain? S1. The string S1 that should be concatenated with the I. What does I contain? Capital U. So S1 is concatenated with the capital U, which means now here you get S1U. You can see S1U. Now after this, count equals count plus 1, which means now your count becomes 3. Again for loop, I takes the next integer in the range, I mean next character in the range. What is the next character? It is D. What is count now? It is 3. So what is 3 modulo 2? When you divide 3 with 2, remainder 1. 1 not equal to 0. Yes, condition true. So this will be executed. Assignment operator, right hand side assigned to left hand side. What does new string variable contain? The string S1U. What does count contain? 3. And what is str of 3? The integer 3 is converted to string 3. So S1U is concatenated with 3, which means now your new string variable contains S1U3. Okay, it is S1U3. Now after executing this, to where the control goes, the control comes here. Count plus equal to 1. Count is equal to count plus 1. So this is incremented by 1. 3 becomes 4. Now here I takes the next character in the string. What's the next character in the string? That is E. Again, what does count contain? 4. 4 modulo 2. When you divide 4 with 2, remainder 0. 0 not equal to 0. False. So control goes to the else part. I dot is lower. What does I contain? Small e. Small e is a lowercase alphabet. So is lower returns true. The condition is true. So this part will be executed. Okay. Now what is the meaning of assignment operator? Right hand side assigned to left hand side. What does new string variable contain? The string S1U3 that is concatenated with the I dot upper. What does I contain? I contain small e. So small e dot upper. Here you get capital E. So new string, the string S1U3 is concatenated with the capital E, which means now you get S1U3E. Okay. Now after executing this, to where the control goes, the control comes here. Count plus equal to 1. Count is equal to count plus 1. So here it becomes 5. Again, I takes the next character in this string. What's the next character in the string? Capital N. Okay. Now what is count? 5. 5 modulo 2. When you divide 5 with 2, remainder 1. 1 not equal to 0. Yes, condition true. So this will be executed. Assignment operator, right hand side should be assigned to left hand side. What does new string variable contain? The string S1U3E. That should be concatenated with what does count contain? 5. What is str of 5? Str is a built-in function. Integer 5 is converted to string 5. So this new string S1U3E is concatenated with the string 5, which means here you get S1U3E5. Now after executing this, to where the control goes, the control comes here. Count plus equal to 1. So this becomes 5 plus 1, 6. Now here I takes the next character in this string. What is the next character? The last character is capital T. Now what does count contain? 6. 6 modulo 2. When you divide 6 with 2, remainder 0. 0 not equal to 0. False. Condition wrong. So control goes to else part. I contains capital T. Capital T dot is lower. Is lower checks whether I contains a lowercase alphabet or not. If it is a lowercase alphabet, is lower returns true, otherwise false. So here capital T is not a lowercase alphabet, so is lower returns false. So here the condition is false, which means control goes to the else part. Assignment operator, right hand side should be assigned to left hand side. New string variable contains this string. So that is concatenated with the I. What does I contain? Capital T. So this is concatenated with the capital T. Yes, here capital T comes. Now after executing this, again the control comes here, count plus equal to 1. So 6 plus 1, now your count becomes 7. Now no more characters are there to be retrieved from this string variable, which means for loop finishes execution. Control goes outside for loop. So control goes outside for loop means, see the indentation. So now the control comes here. Okay, and what's the meaning of this one? Assignment operator means right hand side should be assigned to left hand side. New string variable contains this string. Okay, now my string colon 1. If it is my string of 0, it is small s. This is actually string slicing. Okay, and you know the meaning of string slicing. The meaning of string slicing is, if the first argument is missing, it is taken as 0. So my string 0 colon 1, meaning my string 0 to 1 minus 1, 0 to 0. This is my string of 0. In class 11, I taught you the meaning of string slicing. Okay, so if the first argument is not given, it is taken as 0. Okay, so my string 0 colon 1, what's the meaning? It retrieves all the characters starting with a 0 and ending with a 1 minus 1, that is 0. So my string of 0 to 0, which is my string of 0, here you get small s. So new string variable, that is this, should be concatenated with a small s, and that becomes the new string. So it is concatenated with a small s. Okay, and here you get the answer. The answer is new string is the value of this string variable, which is nothing but this one. Okay, so new string is pointing to this one. So you get the answer. The new string is followed by this value. Okay, so the output of the program is the new string is colon is also there in the print statement, followed by the value of the string variable. So this is the output of the problem. So this is an output type of question based on string.